Welcome to this week's breakdown. This week we have Kenny Clader from northeastern Nevada up in the Rubies sending in a couple really cool clips. And I first reached out to Kenny on this deer video because it didn't look like a kill shot, and I wanted to verify it's a kill shot. And he sent in a dead pick, and then we started talking, and I invited him on because he's got a couple of really cool clips. And I thought this deer one was unique because you really have to watch the shot to make sure it's a hit. So appreciate you coming on, man. How's the snow levels up in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, thank you, man. And yeah, we got quite a bit of snow this year, dude. We've been it's been challenging getting around for sure. So,
Do you do any lions? Do you do any lions in your guiding, or you just do other big game?
I don't right now. I'm working with a couple guys trying to get hopefully here in the near future get a pack of my own up and running. But I've been working with some other guys that have some hounds in the area, and we've been getting out and finding a little bit of success, but it's been challenging for sure.
Cool, man. Well, let's get on this deer video. So kind of set us up. I always ask kind of what the gear setup is. I mean, Kenny's the guide on this hunt, so he's not the shooter, but he can kind of explain a little bit of the setup with the gear and then the setup of the actual shooting situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we're up in the Ruby Mountains here in northeastern Nevada, and it was a pretty cool hunt with the father-son. And yeah, we packed into camp and went out on foot the next morning, found us a good group of deer here, and the son, Spencer, was using a 270 caliber rifle and moved in on these deer and got a nice little hideout in some rock croppings and just waited for a buck to present an opportunity for him.
So you're sitting on these deer. You must have spotted them earlier and then went and sat on them. And then how far is this buck from where you guys are shooting at?
Where we're sitting currently, it's a little over 138 yards, or a little over 130. I think it was like 137, 138. That number's popping back in my head from this hunt. But yeah, we definitely kind of got close and personal with them, about as close as we could, given the terrain accessibility for sure.
So this deer's 130, and has this guy hunted with you before you experienced? I mean, are you kind of walking him where to put it? Because as a guide, you're always nervous, like, hey man, we put a lot of time into this. We're hyped clear in here. Let's make sure we capitalize.
Right. Yeah, no, that's always in the back of your mind, and it is nice having repeat customers and clients because one, you kind of get to build a relationship with them, but two, you know what they're capable of.
Well, let's set this. So the buck's up, starts feeding. You're up. You tell him to get on it. Let's listen to the full clip, and then we'll kind of break it down.
Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Whenever you want. Shoot whenever you want. Hit him.
So you were money. I mean, you knew right away, and you can, now that I see it, you can kind of watch the buck's reaction. But that dust flying up, like I said, I think that would confuse a lot of people.
Right.
What were you thinking when the shot went off?
Sorry, what was that, Eric?
What were you thinking when the shot went off, when you watched it?
Oh, when the shot went off, you could watch his fronts, and he lifts both of his fronts, and right there's the lift, and you have both of them legs and that hunched body right there. To me, that's indicating a hit. Most of the time with misses that I've seen, those deer aren't going to hunch up like that. They're going to more sprawl out.
That's good insight.
That's just my experience. So that hunched up, and then being that the dirt came from like directly behind his neck, like the base of his neck, front of his shoulders, to me that showed that bullet went through that animal and was a pretty solid hit on the front shoulders.
Yeah, you slow it down. I have the luxury of slowing down, but you watch the vapor coming from the left, and it's mid-body, and you can see his hide right there. You can see impact right behind that shoulder.
Yeah, you can see a little shockwave there.
But it doesn't just hit hard like a lot of other clips have, and then that dirt comes up. So like I said, I think it's a great clip for people if they're not sure if they hit it, because did you guys get to watch this deer die on in front of you, or was it a track job?
Yes, I got to watch the deer go down. My shooter, he kind of stayed back and was in his shooting position, but on the rocks we were at, that buck rears up, goes to the left, and goes downhill into like this runoff from a spring that he was by. Keep on him. And all I really had to do is stand up, put my binos up, and I was able to track him. And once you lose him there, he goes maybe another 15, 20 yards and just endos over. And right then and there, we knew he was done. And I got the shooter up, moved to a position in case for some reason that buck did get back up. But got the shooter set up. We sat on him for a little while and made sure he was done. And then another guide that was with us and his dad came up with us and met up, and then we walked down to the buck. But we had line of sight the whole time once he went down, and it was a pretty straightforward job.
That makes a big difference. I mean, watching it now in slow, and I have the luxury of doing this not in real time, but there's just no blood. This would be the exit side. So, man, like I said, I'd be like, man, I'm not sure if you didn't really get to see that impact, but you've obviously seen some animals get hit and watched that body. So, and also you got to see it die. But if you didn't see this tip over on camera, you might be a little sketchy about if it was a good hit or not.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, like you said, you have the luxury of slowing it down and looking, and in guiding with so many different guys, sometimes you just don't know, and that's the luxury of taking videos. That's why I started trying to take videos of shots, because it's comforting for myself as the guide, but also for some of our clients. You can slow it down, you can zoom in, you can really look and kind of break it down. You can watch vapor trails, and you can say, hey, this is something we need to spend some time and track and find this animal. Or it's like, hey man, we've looked at this video. Here's the proof. It was a clean miss. Let's see what we need to do to correct that and do better next time.
Absolutely.
And it's a good tool for us. We still try to always verify without a shadow of a doubt whether that's go over and where you shot and look at where that animal is bedded or standing or something and look. But like I was telling you on the phone before we did the video, we walked right where that buck was standing, where he was shot, and there was minimal amounts of blood.
Yeah.
We got to follow his tracks down in the dirt, and if it wasn't a fatal shot, it would have been a tough tracking job for sure.
Well, the guys, I mean, they got to remember, people watching this clip, you got to remember they're above this deer, so it looks low, but it's not. I mean, yeah, obviously it was a lethal shot, but great clip, man. I appreciate you coming on. How can people find you, see your content?
I'm on Instagram, TikTok, NV Kenny C, and yeah, if you're looking for a northeastern Nevada guide and some wilderness, Nevada High Desert Outfitters.
Cool. Well, again, appreciate you coming on. If you guys want to be in the breakdown, DM me or on Facebook or Instagram, email me, and be patient. If you've submitted a clip, we will get to them. We just have a lot of clips to go through. So we really appreciate you coming on, Kenny, and thanks for listening.
Thanks for having me.